I've got my coffee here because I am about to spill the beans. Hey everyone! In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all my most embarrassing moments in college while I get ready for the day. I'm a pretty awkward and super embarrassing person, so I have plenty of stories to pass on to you guys. So this video should be super fun. It definitely looks like I have bunny ears. Okay, so starting off with move-in day, that's right, I couldn't even wait an entire day before I embarrassed myself. It was the last move-in day at the very end of the day, so pretty much everyone had already moved in by this point. I had already gotten moved in. I went to dinner with my parents and then they dropped me off at the door of my building. Let's just say I lived on the second floor, but for some reason I thought that I had gone up to the third floor when I moved in. So here I am, pretty upset because I just said goodbye to my parents, and I make my way up to the third floor, go all the way to the door of the dorm that would be like the equivalent of my dorm on the second floor, and I try so hard to get into that room. Automatically, there were a few things wrong with this picture that I really should have picked up on sooner. The first being is that my room was right next to the laundry room, and the third floor doesn't have a laundry room. So that confused me a little bit, but honestly, it wasn't something that like stood out to me so much because again, I had just moved in, so I didn't really know. The second thing was that the stickers like on our door were different. I thought maybe my roommate had just come and redecorated, who knows? And then when I finally realized that I was on the wrong floor, I was just so thankful that the people who lived in that dorm didn't open the door. So back to the topic of the laundry room. The first time that I was about to go into the laundry room, I noticed that there was someone in the laundry room and I got scared and decided to just go back to my dorm and wait and do my laundry at another time. Yeah. Social interactions, I'm not the best with. I can't deal with this anymore. I'm just gonna leave my hair down. That being said, I am glad that I ran away because when I finally did get into the laundry room, alright, so I know how to do the laundry, but my washer machine at home is a top-loading washer machine, whereas the ones at school were a front-loading one, so I didn't know where to put like the laundry detergent and stuff. So I lug all of my stuff into the laundry room, realized I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and then ran out of the laundry room again to Google how to do the laundry. The embarrassing part of the story is that when I got back into the laundry room, I later realized that there are posters of instructions on how to use the laundry machines on the wall. Like there is one wall just full of instructions that I completely missed. I had this one English class first semester. My first semester of classes, I went ahead and scoped out all of the classrooms before I actually had class to make sure that I wouldn't be late when I was switching classes. So I had found my English classroom before the class started, and then when I had to go back to that class, for some reason I was having the hardest time finding the classroom. And then I realized that I was looking for a classroom number that didn't exist. And I kept circling around the room that I should have been in. So I don't know what's more embarrassing, the fact that I was looking for a room that didn't exist, or the fact that I had gone to this room before and couldn't remember. Another time while I was walking to class, I was paying attention in everything. I completely ran right into someone, and it wasn't like we were walking towards each other, I ran into him. It was like he was walking this way and I like ran into him from the side, and yeah, I'm not really sure how that happened, but I tried to apologize to the guy. He didn't really seem to notice. That was just really weird. Going back to this idea of me not being really great at social interactions, last year, for some reason, whenever people would ask me like, hey, what's up? I would just freeze and not really know how to answer that, because like I know how to answer that, but it's one of those questions where it's like you answer it and then typically like that's the end of the conversation. I know that sounds kind of crazy and like lame, but it was just one of those things where I'm like, do I like progress this conversation further or not? It was something that I would just always get like super in my head about. So one time last year, I ran into some guys from my ministry that I knew, and they were like, hey, like what's up? And I was trying to ask them what's up before they could, so you know, that whole mind freeze block didn't happen. And so I was about to say that, and then I realized like, oh dang, like they already asked me that. So then I was still like walking towards them a little bit, which is like super weird. I wish that wasn't the case. And then when I realized that mid-sentence, I stopped and I turned and ran away. Yeah, there's a little bit of a fun story for you guys. So, over the summer, I had gone on a sort of retreat with my ministry for 3 weeks. So since it was 3 weeks, I had to do my laundry a couple of times. And it wasn't until after that summer that I realized that I wasn't washing my clothes with laundry detergent. I was washing them with fabric softener. Looking back on it now, it actually makes a lot of sense, but hey, at least my clothes smelled really, really good. I don't really know why I seem to have a lot of problems doing my laundry. Last year, I had this one accounting class, which for the life of me, I could not make it to the right classroom for that first week of classes. The first mistake I made was thinking that I knew the room numbers for the classroom, which if I would have just looked at the room number, it would have been so fine. But there are 3 classrooms on this one wall in my building, and I thought that the classroom I was going to was the one in the middle, whereas my actual classroom was the one on the left side. So I was sitting in this room and then I realized, hey, I'm not going to economics right now. I walked into like an intro level economics class and I already did my intro level to this. So that's when I realized that I was in the wrong classroom, but it took me about 5 minutes until the professor had come in and pulled up her PowerPoint. So then I made it to the right classroom and everything was fine. But the next time I had gone into the classroom on the right. Again, my classroom was the one on the very left, and there are so many things wrong with this. The first being that my accounting classroom was a computer lab, and the classroom that I walked into had no computers whatsoever. The thing that really got to me was that I had walked in and my accounting professor was a female, and in the classroom that I walked in, the professor was a male. So I was like, that's weird. We already have a substitute on the second day of classes. Looking back, I'm like, that was really a dumb assumption. But yeah, I thought we were just having a substitute. So I walk all the way to the front of the class and sit in the front row right in front of the professor. And it isn't until he stands up to start talking to the class that I realized I was in the wrong class. So he's talking, he's just saying like, hey to the class at this point. I stand up and he kind of looks at me because I just stood up in the middle of him talking, and I panicked and I just ran out. I felt kind of bad, and from that point on I went to the right class. But then this semester it almost happened again before I caught myself and realized that I was trying to go to another intro level economics class. But you can't blame me. I really enjoyed that class. So alright, so that's a wrap on this video. Those are some of my most embarrassing moments in college thus far. I'm sure there will be plenty more of me embarrassing myself, and when that happens, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye guys!